Hey Houseguest, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. We actually have 4 Houseguests of the day today. Cassie and Adam, Mark Desbians, and Camping Gang LA. So, Cassie and Adam, I want to wish you a happy move-in day. Enjoy your new home. And Mark and Camping Gang LA, what's up? So, let's talk about yesterday. They had nominations, and Caleb nominated Nicole and Christine. And let's talk about some of the stuff that went on during nominations. Apparently, there was a holla shout out during the ceremony. And also, it sounds like Caleb's speech was a little harsh towards Nicole. She was upset about that. And she was also upset that Frankie was freaking smiling the whole time like a jerk. So after the nominations, Christine and Cody met in the storage room. She was like, oh, I knew it was going to be me going up on the block. I'm feeling like an outsider in the alliance right now. And I'm thinking, how long have we been predicting this? Those guys are going to drop her like nothing. So Cody promises if he wins the power veto, he's going to use it on her and get her off the block. So Christine goes into the beehive room by herself after, and she's saying to herself, like, I'm done with the stupid bomb squad and I've done so much for the detonators. And she's like, I'm playing for myself now, and if I win HOH next week and they want me to put Victoria up, I don't need to put Victoria up, so I won't. So she's pissed. Nicole went into the storage room with Derek. She was crying, and she's not really upset so much that she's on the block because she knew that was going to happen. She's more upset because she's worried that she's going to be terrorized this week by people like Frankie, and that she's going to get mean goodbye messages, and she doesn't want to deal with that. So, and also she's a have-not for the 2nd week in a row. So it's all weighing down on her. So Derek is like, that's not going to happen. It's fine. She's like, well, I need someone to talk to, like, as a human. So he's like, you can talk to me. It's cool. So he tells her, just win the power veto, and then you're safe for the whole week, and you don't have to worry about that crap. He is so good. So Nicole and Victoria then have a long chat in the have-not room. They have really been bonding lately. So they talked about how the guys are all, like, kissing each other's butts, and it's ridiculous because Nicole points out, do they not realize that they're all going to have to turn on each other? Seriously, they can't all, you know, what's that? Skip. They can't all skip into the finals together. So they're saying how they, like, talk crap about each other 1 second, and then, like, 5 minutes later, they're all best friends again. But they were like, oh, Derek is the best. They both had the highest praise for him. And then they were like, Christine, though, she sucks. They don't like how she bashes everyone, and I have to agree, it's pretty nasty. So Derek and Christine were then chatting in the bathroom, and he told her too, like, win the veto, blah, 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 blah. And he said, I'll use it on you if I win. Would he really? It's making me think, are Derek and Cody planning on throwing the veto? Because I don't think they want to be in a position where they feel like they have to use the veto on Christine, because I don't want that. No. So yesterday, Frankie was cooking up the have-not mushrooms for himself. He did the same thing with the tofu last week, and it's just really annoying because he's so willing to eat these foods. He totally could have volunteered to be a have-not. Yes, I know, he has that condition or whatever, and it's too cold for him, but he survived last time. It's just cop out. Sorry. So Caleb and Cody were chatting in the HOH room last night, and they confirmed we still want to do our final 3 deal with Derek. They're like, Nicole has to go this week. So then Caleb brings something very interesting up. He's like, Derek has never been nominated before. And you think he'd be like, maybe he should go up sometime just because. Like, we're not going to get rid of him, but just, you know, because. But no. These 2 knuckleheads are like, wow, this is so great for him. Good job, Derek. Let me just hand you the check, please. So then Caleb takes it a step further. He's like, Derek has never done anything wrong to anyone. He could totally win in the end. He doesn't really have any enemies in the jury. Bingo, again. Red flags here, but they're still like, he's just the greatest. But I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe Caleb is planting some seeds in Genius Cody's mind. Maybe Caleb is trying to be like, Cody, take me to the end because Derek will beat you. Which I'm pretty sure is true, but you never know with these people. So then they talked about how they both want modeling work after the show. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So then Christine joined the guys up in the HOH room, and she was like, yeah, Nicole and Victoria talked for a really long time today, and now neither of them will talk to me or even look at me. Can you really blame them? She's thrown all of the girls under the bus so many times. So they don't just want to beat Nicole in the power veto competition, they want to smoke the hell out of her. And they're all suspecting that this week is a double eviction. It is. Good job. Good job, team. So Christine and Frankie were up in the HOH later on, and they were talking about just how awful Nicole is. So Frankie said, how did we not see this coming? How did we not know she's a monster? Nicole is a monster? Nicole? Frankie, no. So they both agree that she's calculated, conniving, and manipulative, and they can't let her win the power veto. I feel like they're talking about themselves, but they don't see it. So let me find my spot. All right, last night, Big Brother gave them some wine, some beer, Play-Doh, face paint, and body paint. That's a lot of stuff. So I think Big Brother's kind of like, do something. So they're like, oh, let's save the alcohol for tomorrow night after the power veto competition. And you know Big Brother was probably just like, no! So Cody was painting Christine's face. On one side, he did like a heart and all these other little cutesy designs. On the other side, he did a full brown beard. What? So she was freaking loving it, of course. He was all up in her face, touching her face. And then Victoria was painting Nicole's leg and her arms, I think. She did some pretty cool designs. All the guys were like, wow. So I think she also painted on Derek's arm. Let's talk about Caleb and Frankie. They were talking in the HOH room more about their career aspirations and such. So Caleb was talking about something like, oh, they keep telling me in the diary room, like, all these agencies and stuff are interested or whatever, and like, I don't know if they're joking or what. And Frankie's just like, well, I haven't heard crap. They didn't say anything like that to me. And he was whining about how he doesn't have any representation, and he's like, I want to be famous like my sister. That's how he said it too. And Caleb's like, those are some big shoes to fill. And Frankie's like, I know, it's so hard being me. Ah! So then Frankie's like, yeah, I want to be as famous as her, but I don't really want to be a recording artist. Oh, I'm so glad that you don't want to. It's like, it's his decision. I don't think that you have the talent for that. Just saying. But then he was like, well, maybe I'll make like a gay dance club album kind of thing. Oh, I would just rock the hell out of that. So then he was like, also, I want to tour the country with my one-man show, and then maybe get a TV show. I'm gonna get real right now. I saw some clips. I think it was like a rehearsal for his one-man show. Yeah, so it sounds like he wants to be famous for no reason. Kind of like a Hilton or a Kardashian, one of those. So maybe he should just go ahead and make a sex tape. You know it's gonna show up eventually. I just have this feeling that we're going in that direction. So Derek and Nicole had a long strategy chat in the have not room before they went to sleep last night. And Nicole was explaining again how when she came back into the house, you know, it's really crazy to go from being relaxed and chilling in the jury house for a week to this insanity. So when she came back, she didn't really feel like a player. She felt more like a viewer coming back into the house. So I don't know if she's like doing this to kind of show that she's weak to Derek, because she did talk about that strategy a couple days ago when she was talking to herself. Or, I mean, I think it's partially true though. I think she feels like, whoa. But then Nicole was like, yeah, these people seem to think that there's gonna be like 5 winners and only 2 people are gonna walk away with like a large sum of money. And he's like, yeah, I know. Well, what are you gonna do? So then they were talking about Donnie, and Derek was like, I just realized right now that Donnie is the reason that the rationale didn't work. He said that he couldn't trust him. Okay, if you guys forgot, the rationale was that alliance that Derek formed with Cody, Nicole, and Hayden the week that they were gonna have Caleb throw the B.O.B. competition, which I guess he did attempt to do, and Frankie won the B.O.B. and the whole plan was ruined or whatever. So he's blaming that on Donnie. He's saying that Donnie is the reason that they did not stick with that alliance. Give me a break. So then they both said how like Donnie is such a great guy outside of the game though, so that's cool. So everyone was in bed relatively early last night, 2:30 a.m. Woo! And then this morning they had the veto draw, and everyone but Frankie is playing. He was pissed. So it sounds like Caleb pulled the Houseguest choice chip, and he picked Cody. And Frankie was upset about that, and then he was telling Derek like, you have to win, blah blah blah, and he was like, my chip never gets pulled. Blech. So he was also saying how maybe he'll get a hosting gig after this thing's all over and it'll be worth more than $500,000 anyway. No. So Derek, Caleb, and Cody were all chatting, and they emphasized again that they are going to be the final 3. No Frankies allowed. And they were trying to figure out what's going to happen if Nicole does win this power of veto. So they decided if she comes off the block, Christine is going to have to go home. Ooh. So then the 3 of them were joined by Frankie and Christine in the rock room. And this is some pretty controversial stuff. Controversial. So they were talking about how excited they were to drink tonight after the competition's over, and it's just gonna be Cody, Caleb, and Victoria with like 2 bottles of wine and a bunch of beers. So they're like, oh, it's gonna get wild, it's gonna be awesome. So then Christine is like, please don't make love to Victoria tonight, Cody. So Frankie's like, well, I think that Cody and Caleb should freaking double team Victoria and take all of her virginities in one night. What the hell is that? It is so wrong. Cody's like, that's foul. And then Derek brings up Victoria's father watching, and he's like, I can only imagine her father watching right now and cringing. Yeah, because it's really effed up. That's so messed up. So then Frankie does this disgusting, vile impersonation of Zingbot doing something, which I'm not going to get into, but Frankie is just, I'm sorry, he's disgusting. I'm not sorry. He's disgusting. So, moving on, they had the power veto competition today, and Christine won. Also, I think Cody was like the first out of the competition, and he has to wear a dinosaur costume. That's fun! So, tomorrow, hopefully we'll have some more details from the veto, and lots of other fun stuff. So, leave it in the comments what you thought of all of this stuff. And until tomorrow, much love.
Edit.